Now here's a sight to strike fear in the hearts of every English batsman. Fortunately, he's not running up with a ball in his hand. He's leaning, don't lean too far by the way, Curtly. Curtly Ambrose, of course, one of the great West Indian bowlers of all time. Good to see you, Curtly. Why are we here today at Lord's, a place where I'm sure you've had many happy times?
Yes, it was always a pleasure to play at Lord's. Whenever I come here, you feel it different than anywhere else. I just don't know why. But once you mention Lord's, it's a whole different kind of feeling. And I've always enjoyed playing here. The only downside to it is I've never taken 5 wickets here.
Have you not? You're not on the board?
I'm not on the board, so I'm a bit jealous of the other guys who have done it, because I think to be on the board would have been something really special. I got to 4 wickets on 3 occasions, and I kept saying to myself, this is it, got to get on the board. But it never happened, you know.
Now tell me about West Indies cricket, because when you played alongside Courtney and Richie and some pretty good players to say the least, but you were the next generation, if you like, from the great West Indies team of the sort of the late 70s, and Viv and Clive and Alvin Kallicharran and all these guys, and of course the Mikey Holdings and the Robertses and the Wayne Daniels and so on and so forth. Big Joel, of course. What was it like? Because it must have been great watching them play, but also a bit of a burden, because West Indies must have expected to keep winning.
Yes, we expected to keep winning, of course. When you're winning and you're #1 team in the world, you know, you're always a target. Everyone wants to knock you off the top of the tree. And I never wanted to be the weak link. You know, I came in, I was a rookie, fast bowler, of course, and I was forced to learn rather quickly, because I'm an extremely proud man, and everything I do, I want to be the best. Any team I play in, I want the team to be the best. So I was forced to learn quickly. And apart from that, I wanted to keep that rich tradition of West Indies cricket. I never wanted to be the one who, you know, people saying, oh, Curtly Ambrose have the team going downhill and all that stuff. I never wanted to be that one. So I want to keep that tradition, and be the #1 team in the world. So it was really a joy and a pleasure for me.
Now, I think there are 2 Curtly Ambroses, because there's a Curtly Ambrose standing here now who seems like the nicest guy in the world. But don't tell me he was the nicest guy in the world when he ran up with that board in his hand. What was that Curtly Ambrose like?
Well, of course, they're two of everybody. You know, yes. I mean, when I'm in the middle, like I said, I like winning, and I'm an aggressive person by nature. You know, so all my aggression, energy, everything, you know, went into my cricket. You know, I've always played hard, but I've always played fair, which is very important to me. You know, so there's a Curtly Ambrose, a cricketer, you know, full of aggression and everything else, and then there's Curtly Ambrose.
You've got a band, haven't you?
Yes, I'm playing in a band called Spirited.
Okay.
You know, in Antigua, we are predominantly a reggae band.
Okay, what do you do?
I play the bass.
Okay.
And I do a little singing as well.
Okay.
You know, but Spirited, the whole organization of Spirited consists of 11 people.
You realise it's 11 people, that makes a cricket team, Curtly.
Yeah, just by being a cricket team over, they'll probably beat the West Indies.
Now, you touched upon West Indies cricket. I think actually, perhaps, it's getting a bit better. It seems that you've reached the bottom and you're on the upward curve. I know you've got a long way to go to where you were, but do you think things are looking a little bit up? Because it was pretty bad 2, 3, 4 years ago, wasn't it?
I'm not so sure if things are looking up, because we're still at the bottom of the pile, really. I mean, I don't like to talk about it because it does hurt, but I'm also a realist, and I have to see it as I see it. And it's going to take quite a few more years before West Indies can reach anywhere near what we once were. I don't think we'll ever see us getting back to those glory days of the 70s, 80s, maybe early 90s, because something is missing. I don't think the guys nowadays are playing with the same kind of passion.
Why is that, then, you think?
I'm not sure. It's a good question.
Are there interests now, perhaps? More diverse interests?
For me, no, I wouldn't say so. I've often heard people say that guys are turning to basketball and football, different sports, but that is not true. Because when we're the best team in the world, we all play different sports. I'm a basketball fanatic. I still play basketball and football. Those were the sports I wanted to play internationally, not cricket.
Okay.
So
You'd have been quite good slam dunking, I would have thought.
well, of course. So I wouldn't put it down to other sporting discipline. I don't think these young guys today really understand what cricket means to Caribbean people. Cricket is the only thing we have that unifies the Caribbean.
What's your take on T20? Because I reckon you would have been quite mean the last couple of overs, and you're from a great height sending down fast Yorkers. I think you would have been hard.
Well, that's high praise indeed, and I appreciate that. But it would have been a challenge because 2020 is basically for the batsmen. You know, there's not much room for error with the fast bowlers, and if a batsman is really in form and playing well, it could make you as a bowler look rather ordinary. You know, it would have been a challenge. You know, and I would have loved to have played a few 2020 just, you know, for the challenge. I love a challenge. You know, but 2020 for me, it has a part to play in cricket. It's exciting, and you know, from ball one all the way to the end, it's going to be fireworks basically, and fans love that. So it does have a part to play. 50 overs, same thing. But for me, it's always going to be Test cricket. If you want to prove how good you are as a cricketer, it has to be Test cricket. So I will always have Test cricket.
So the dream scenario, Curtly, for you is, I don't know, 2-3 years' time, back in, I suppose, Antigua, being your island, yeah?
Yes.
That the West Indies beat Australia, or they beat England by 10 wickets, and afterwards everybody celebrates by going to a gig with you guys.
Well, of course, Spirited are always ready, you know, to do a few gigs, and especially if since win a few games, you know, it's more to celebrate about. The music will sound nicer, you know. It's always nicer when you win.